In the last episode of the shop build, massive progress was made where we got the permit approved, dug holes and set the posts, finished up all of the framing, and had the concrete poured. Today, we finally finish it. Alright, so it has been about a week since the last video on the shop, and here's where we're at now. So you can see we have a front door now. The windows are framed and installed. We got the trim on the building as well, so you see the trim around the windows there and the trim around the bottom of the shop right here. We're going with a dark gray for all the trim pieces, white for the doors and windows and everything, and then this light gray will actually be the siding color on the building itself. So the door, it came dented in a couple spots, which sucks, but I'm not gonna give them crap about this, but there's a dent here, a dent there, a dent here, and a dent over here. So it sat on something that clearly had 4 posts or something that caused those dents. We got all the insulation for the shop. It's all laid out, so when they get here, they can, well, they're starting to lay it out around the perimeter of the shop, so it's easier to set it all up. For the 2 back windows, I was originally gonna put them down low like the 2 front windows, but after some more thinking, I thought I want them up high because what if someone tries to peep into the shop, or what if we have some thieves back here or something? It's unlikely, but you know, if it's up there, they can't look ever unless they have a ladder. Plus, if we do build a loft, it'll be better up there with those windows. The concrete guys came out the other day and they started on all the relief cuts, and they're really straight, they look really good, and the concrete is now finished. Now, we had to wait for a framing inspection to go through until we could move forward, and that passed today. So you can see they got started on the siding around the garage doors as well as the roof up there, and everything's looking really good. So I think now they're gonna start laying down the insulation on these walls, laying down all the siding, and then once we get the garage doors, I think that's it. So at this point, the crew started working on installing the insulation and the siding on the back of the shop and the roof. Now, they had to leave a couple of times because of high winds. It was blowing the siding all over the place, just an unsafe environment, but eventually they were able to come out and get it all set up. This is fiberglass blanket insulation, and it has a really nice white vinyl backing. It's gonna face the inside of the shop. It's gonna improve appearance. It'll also make the lighting kind of look better inside the shop as well. This particular type of insulation is known as CCB, or condensation control blanket, and the main benefit is obviously condensation control, but it also acts as a noise barrier, and it can offer some insulating properties as well. So it's gonna be really nice inside this shop once it's all set up. So they're just using a hammer tacker here to just fasten the insulation to the frame, and then the siding just goes directly on top of it. Man, this thing feels a lot bigger with the walls up compared to the walls being down. Now, I know what you're thinking, the walls aren't up. Well, most of them are. The one behind the camera here, the roof, and the one behind me back here for the front wall, those are all up. And what it's done is it's kind of enclosed the structure enough to where I can kind of get a real grasp for the size. So when the walls were open and I could see through all of the girts and whatnot, it didn't seem that big because you could kind of get lost with the space that you could see past the structure. Now that the walls are up and it kind of encloses everything in, it sounds counterintuitive, it sounds backward, but it feels bigger. So next week they're gonna come back and the guys are gonna set up the siding and insulation on the remaining sides that don't have the siding and insulation installed yet. And we're still waiting on the garage doors as well. As you can see behind me, we have the trim for the garage doors, but the garage doors themselves are not yet here, so we haven't installed those. Those are gonna be roll-up doors, so they're not gonna be the self-contained kind, but they'll actually have the track that they roll up just like your house garage probably has, and that'll mount on those posts right there, and it'll allow the garage door to roll up that way. So that's gonna happen next week, and they also said the building should be done next week. they went out to lunch, so just inspecting, checking stuff out. I feel really bad because I keep on pestering them about this window up here. Basically, there's part of the window frame has been pushed out because the way that they nailed it down, and I basically won't shut up about it. Oh, they fixed it. Take a look at that. So that 2x4, or that's a 2x6 was, they nailed it from the outside in to hide the nails on the inside, which I do appreciate. But what it ended up doing was it pushed out the 2x6 like that, so the frame wasn't flush. So I left a note up there for them, and apparently they saw it. So really happy they were able to fix that. Then on the back side of the shop over here, they've been working on the siding. So you see they got it installed right here. A really nice cutout for that window. And then they got the window sealing tape on that side too. And they have these pieces all getting ready to go up for this side of the shop. And then once they get this side done, they'll start working on the other side. And then we got to just get the garage doors installed. And then the shop, I believe from their standpoint, is complete. So yeah, the shop is getting dangerously close to being finished, and then once it's all done, I can't move in yet. I still have to figure out coating these floors and also bringing electricity out here. They have 3 or 4 walls up now. We're getting dangerously close to finishing this thing up. Only have this wall to go, and then the garage doors, of course, and then the building's done. All right, guys, well, here it is, the actual real RM garage, I guess, right? Kind of a actual thing now. We got the whole shop finished. Here's the interior. I'll give you guys a little tour. My buddy sent me this cool Toyota Land Cruiser decor right here. I thought that was pretty nice. And yeah, let me show you what the shop looks like with some light in here. These are 12-foot doors, so man, a lot of room in here. All right, so here's the layout in my head. I'm imagining this shop is 4 bays: bay 1, bay 2, bay 3, bay 4, and you could kind of use the little relief cuts in the concrete as an indicator of what I'm considering a bay. So this side is where you walk into the front door, and this is the only area where there isn't a garage door. So I'm actually gonna build a loft right here above these windows where I might have an office or room for storage or just a hangout spot. I was considering doing it over here, but since it has a garage door, we're gonna lose half of the loft. So we're gonna do it on this side. Then under the loft, you could imagine workbench, tool storage, fab area, all that stuff. This bay is where I might have a car parked or just an area to work on stuff that's taking place in this bay. And this bay is where most of the actual work will happen. So this is the thickened concrete area. The lift will go right here, just a little forward of center in this bay. The lift will go here. We'll have a toolbox back here for working on whatever is parked in this bay. And then over here, I don't know, more space to work on cars, I guess. Just all the space to work on all the cars. Now, I do still need to bring power into the shop and coat the floors before I bring anything in here. I don't want to immediately mess up the nice new concrete, so I do want to get this coated. And we do have to bring in power. There's no lights in here. I can't use any tools. I can't do anything that requires electricity, so obviously that's a problem. Now, one of the things I noticed was we have these nice support braces up here that connect those trusses, which just happen to be perfect for lighting. So we're gonna mount lighting on those, or maybe on the trusses. We'll have to see when the time comes. And the power will come into the shop in this area here. This is basically in line with the power pole at the front of the house. So there's definitely gonna be more videos to come as we start building out this shop. This is not gonna be the last shop video, but it is going to be the last video in the shop build series since we're standing in a completed shop. So as always, thank you guys so much for watching these videos. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, subscribe to the channel if you're not already, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Later.